Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. First of all, my team consists of 4 members and each member will present the 4 main content of our research. My name is Shafika Liana and I will start the presentation, followed by Izri Hafiq, Ali Mushrif and Nur Amiraf. This presentation is designed to act as a springboard for our research entitled EcoShop Advertising. This presentation is structured as follows. Did you know that Malaysia is one of the Southeast Asian countries known for its cultural diversity? Traditional games and sports have long been an integral part of Malaysia's distinctive communal culture. These activities are able to instill cultural values in children, but due to the insufficient attention they have received, they are gradually being forgotten. The preservation effort through design is now possible with the use of billboards as an advertising medium. With the right usage of visual communication elements, visual clutter can be avoided for a more effective method to reintroduce Malaysia's traditional games towards youngsters, as they are more prone to like minimalistic design. As the saying by H. goes, you will never reach perfection because there is always room for improvement. Yet along the way to perfection, you will learn to get better. Back in the olden days, Malays liked to have activities to celebrate the harvesting season. The activities include cultural dance, playing traditional games. Prior to the advent of digital gaming platforms, the only method to pass the time was to play physical games such as konda-kondi, kala panjang, and bali selipar. These games are now only remembered by veterans and are unlikely to be known by children today. Many efforts have been made by scholars in order to preserve the Malaysian traditional games that are yet to be forgotten. So, in an effort to restore traditional activities to children, an alternate advertising campaign combining EcoShop and Malay's traditional games is created.
Hello, I'm Ezri and I will continue with the next slide. So it is about the traditional game called Balin Slipa, where we relating this game into our topic. This game is quite famous when I was kid and I play very often with my childhood friends. The game is played by throwing or gesture to fling the slipper to the target slipper shrine as on the picture shown, with two teams playing and both teams must be formed in the same number. One team will be the offense team and the other will be the defense team. The offense team will attack to destroy the slipper pyramid and redo the pyramid without being eliminated, and the defense team has to prevent the slipper pyramid from being built again by eliminating the offense team members. And to eliminate them, they have to fling the slippers toward the other team member. The game will end when the pyramid are done or all of the offense members are eliminated. Next, I will talk about the visual clutter in the production of billboards. So visual clutter is divided into two categories, which are items that are not where they should be and things that are not required. From the sample image, cluttered visual indicate an excessive total computational burden, and the cognitive load is split into two components, which are how compressive the material is and how complex the audience see it. So it's really affect the audience because they may find it very difficult and frustrating to read. So it is necessary to removing unimportant details or rearrange key facts in the proper order. For the next slide, I will pass to Ali and thank you from me.
Thank you, Uzri. A greeting to you, Prof, and to my colleagues and to the listeners. Now I will carry on about the visual analysis. The visual analysis we done using the current EcoShop billboard advertisement that we chose. So when it came to the current EcoShop that we choosing, we'll talking about it and analyze the visual component of this design. We can see very clearly a vertical design. It's a vertical billboard. I will give a general idea, concept about the design. It's not a component, but we want to understand at the first the general idea about the design, and then we will talking about the visual component. The comic series is divided into many billboards. So we're talking right now about 4 billboards. The design is flat. That's something you can see it from the first look. It's flat. Doesn't have any visual effect, like for example shadow, glow, blur, and a pattern. The use of billboard are of course in the busiest highway through Malaysia. When it came to the visual elements, component for the design. When it came at the first to the color, we can see very clearly in the color it's a distinct color. But when it came to the logo, he used the logo, real life logo color, and make it's so bright to make the focus really on the logo of the company. Next component or element for the visual analysis is the shapes. Use organic shapes mainly, but also use a geometric shape, very a little bit. But we can really see that the main shape that he used, it's organic shapes. We can see that. When it came to the typography, it's very easy, very bold font, very obvious, and mostly that kind of font used with comic designs. It's very simple. When it came to the dialogue of the, you can see there is a sense of humor, because there is a grandma want to buy something, then she put a lot of stuff and she stay in the basket. When it came to the composition, the billboard is vertical, so the composition will be rely on the vertical alignment, and that sometimes will be really hard to manage. But when it came, because the design is a comic, and when it came to the next element, we can see there is iteration for the logo. When we see for the billboard, we can see the logo, it's very obvious with very stripe color, which is the real color for the logo, red, and it's on the top with the large size. So there's iteration on that. And I mentioned also there is a pattern and iteration when it came to the cloud. We can see that also. When it came to the space, there is no obvious usage of the space in the design, and that's go with the flow of the story and what the designer decided to make the design look like. So yeah, there's no usage of the space. Even the space, you can find it in every design. Even in that design, you can find the space in some part, a space that you can grasp from it a story. It's just a space. And when it came to the last thing, which is the character, you can see the character is very simple and very funny. The grandfather and the grandmother, you will easily memorize them and you will never forget, because it's very simple and very easy, and with the very funny look that they have and warm. So yeah, that's when it came to all the component and for the visual analysis for the design. Yes, that's all for me. Now we will go to the Amy. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, my name is Nur Amira, and I will talk about redesign billboard, which is incorporates the traditional games elements. For the first panel, Ali said goodbye to his oppa to go to play, followed by the second panel, which Ali is excited by the new slipper. The third panel is a flashbacks where Ali's grandparents are in Eco Shop to buy extra slippers for Ali. Ali then brings slippers to play Baling Slipa with his friends in the fourth panel. Through this survey that we have conducted, the respondents mostly like the idea of combining traditional game with existing advertisement, the redesigned billboard advertising, 4-panel comic. For the redesigned billboard, the comic series will also divide it into 4 billboard panels and arranged according to its original flow. The design does use visual elements like shadow, glow, blur, and patterns so that it catches the audience attention. The comic was made to reintroduce Malaysian traditional game of Baling Sepak. This also indirectly promotes the products of Eco Shop in an effort to introduce traditional games, as Eco Shop sells inexpensive stuffs that Malay's traditional games back in the olden days. For the visual communication elements, the color used are vivid and brighter to catch the audience attention. For the shapes, the shape used are a combination of geometrics and organic shapes. The value used on each lines in the comic is also constant. For the typography, the font used are Comic Sans, as it is usually used in comics. And it is also because the fonts are familiar with anyone. For the dialogues, short sentences are used for easy reading on a busy highway. For the conclusion, through games and leisure activities, we learn that basic rule of fair play, ethics, sportsmanship, the joy of triumphs, and most importantly, how to deal with loss. Because of the emergence of digital games, which is largely played on digital devices such as smartphones, tablets, consoles, Malay's traditional old games are at risk of being forgotten and relegated to the depth of nowadays youngsters' memory. By mixing these traditional game aspects into eco-shop advertising, which utilize 4-panel comics, it implicitly promotes eco-shop products while simultaneously attempting to repopularize traditional games in Malaysia. So that is all from our groups. Thank you.